Okay, now we start with the USACO 1.3.3 called Calf Flac. I turned this question first to you. All right. Basically, this question, very interesting story. If you would like to read, it's talking about something about infinite number of heavy-duty laptops. Very large case is made for cows. But basically, your job is to giving you a task, and then you find the longest palindrome inside. It's set here, longest palindrome. So basically, before we do a question about palindromes, usually about numbers. Of course, we involve some string processing skills, but not like this. Here we are really dealing with natural text. So in the end, you are going to know about how the C++ is dealing with the string. It's not only the string class, but also there is a character array from the C. So yeah, basically you need to learn about that to deal with this question. And give you an example. Let's see my example right here. Okay, here is an example given by the test. This is a Chinese philosopher, old philosopher. Man, I'm Adam. Okay, this is a Bible character, maybe. Basically, first of all, you need to dealing with the string. The string, actually the test, because the palindrome we're only considering is with a character, so we need to remove. I mean, the character is A to Z character, both the uppercase and the lowercase. So we need to remove other character first, like this line show to you, and then the uppercase M and lowercase m they consider is the same M. So in order to make our life easier, we change all the uppercase to the lowercase, so you get something here. And each of them get an ID. For example, C is the first character, O is the second, and M is a 16 character. You might wondering why there is a 13 and 16. It's because well, between them there is two characters, one space. So we're only concerned about their original place. So after we find the palindrome from this kind of string, then we can have a mapping back. So for example, if our solution M to this M, but we are only processing string. So, but the answer is actually this. So we need to have a mapping between this process task and the original task. That's why here one is 13, one is 16. So basically we need three array. Two of them are character array. One is called A. A is the original test, because we are told that original test will not go into over 20,000 characters. And another one is process array, is also this size. I put a 5. This set is not over 20,000, but just in case, I just put a 5 here to make sure all the things going fine. Why they are in the same size? Typically, we would wonder that this length will be longer than this length. But however, if we are dealing with a task without any other characters, so they will be same length. So I put them in these two are in the same length. And now this mapping is in charge of mapping back to the original test. For example, if at the end we need to print this, okay, we need to map to the original test, which is y and uppercase M. So this array is going to record these numbers. So at the end, what we need to output is from BA's 13 to BA's 16, 2, and from A's BA 13 to A's BA 16. Okay, understand? It's pretty. I will show the code later. Then it would be a very common, very simple concept. And then let's talk about how to find the longest palindrome. Well, the palindrome has so many methods to test whether if it is a palindrome. For example, if you give a string like this, and then you want to test if it's a palindrome. So what I will do is I will have this string's length, let's say n. String's length is from the 0 to n minus 2. I don't know if this is correct or not, but I will search a halfway and try to figure out if the first is equals to last and so on. But here we need to find a palindrome. So there is a method, the method what I call is expansion. Expansion is we have a very, and we just assume, for example, this guy is the center of the palindrome. And then we start to expand. We know the palindrome is the first one is equal to the last one, the second one is equal to last, second last. So basically the first half equals to the last half in a reverse way. So A, this guy, if we call this place I, so I minus 1 equals to I plus 1, I minus 2 equals I plus 2. This is expansion. Just what I try to explain here. If we call a guy as a center, and we expand to the both way and see how long we can do. This is a very simple method with a brute force because we consider this task with only 20,000 characters is pretty short enough for us to do the brute force in 1 second. You can search to the internet. The internet will tell you there is a idea called the dynamic programming, and there is another idea is a variation of a string map following the same method. I will just simply tell you what the method is. The idea is if we have an original task and then we reverse it, we know the palindrome will only contain when the forward and the backward are practically the same. So in this case, you can use the so-called dynamic programming skills, or you can use the string matching skills to efficiently find the longest matching. Okay, because forward and backward are same, and the second string is a backward of the original one. So you find the longest matching, you basically find the longest palindrome. Usually, this method will not be taken in the old days because they need ON3 or even high complexity. But now they have this dynamic programming. They can solve this issue in O square, ON square. ON square. I'm talking about this ON square. So it's efficient enough. But consider we are in a very simple stage. We are in the USACO the first section. So we might need just a brute force. All right. Okay, let's see how to do a trick. I turn my screen to the code. My code. Yeah, here. I hope you can see it. Okay. First of all, is my ID. These are the library I use. This is not necessary, fstream, because I used to use fstream to control the input and output loop. Then I found out that the free open is much more easier. Anyway, A is to store the original test. B is want to store the process test, and the C is just a character I will explain later. All right, when I'm reading the test, because there is no stopping point, okay, the only thing is our test. So we need to have an indicator to indicate where we stop. So there is a trick of the C++. You can write in this way. Well, scanf. Scanf is a C-style scanning method, the reading method. This is indicate your character. This is a character, and then if it's not an EOF, end of file, EOF stands for end of file, then A counter A equal to C. All right, that means we are not at the end, it's still a test, this character is still a test, and then we need to put into the original test array. And then, of course, at the end of this loop, you need to counter A++. So at the end, when this loop is end, the counter A will tell you how long is your string. Okay, and then we need to remove all the other characters instead of A to Z. Instead of A to Z, we need to have a filter. The filter is if C is larger than small a and small z and big A and big Z, B counter B equal to C. All right. So as you can tell, is from C. I like apple. This guy is removed, and we need to change all the uppercase to the lowercase. Here's a trick. Okay, this is a very famous trick. This trick is how to change uppercase to a lowercase. You just plus its difference. Okay. Every time you want to change from uppercase to lowercase, you can use this. So basically, after this, you have all right. We have a corresponding method. You see, we are only concerned about the character. So basically, in BA here, counter B is counter B in the end is recording the length of the B array. All right, and BA is going to record original ID in the test. Okay, just an example. Okay, I like apple. I is in at 0 and L is 3, and here's the space. No, I is 0, L is 2, and the space is 1. Okay, we need to concern about the relation between the process. Means I like apple. We ignore all the space already. So we still need to find where the L original is. So this BA is doing this job. This BA will telling you L is actually the original 2. All right, apple. Okay. So this is our input processing. Okay, after this, we are trying to find the palindrome. And very stupid idea. We all know the single character itself is a palindrome. So the lowest record we can find is 1. Okay, it start from 0, is end from 0. It's the first character because the question said you need to find the first longest palindrome. Anyway, this longest will record how long it is. Start will record where which character is start, and end is which character is end to record this character. And be in mind this start and the end will be the index of this BA. And then we use this BA to transfer to original index, and then we just print out the test. How to do it? Okay, because we already considered the first character in the longest, so we search from the second character. All right, we assume second character is a center, and then we search. There are 2 types of palindrome, of course. Another one is even length. We all know the probability of the odd length is always higher than the even length. Why? Is because the even length center require 2 characters as same. The odd length is only require 1. Right? For example, A palindrome is odd length ABBA. You might find ABA, but you are very hard to find, or it's lower possibility to find 2 characters in a row are same. So we always consider the odd length first, and then at here we put an if to deal with the even length. Okay, otherwise we don't even consider even length because we know it's the lower probability, and therefore we can speed up a little of our program. So if we consider the character I, which is here, character I is the center of the palindrome, and then now we know the I has a left part and have a right part. So we start to loop. We loop the left part only, because based on the left part and the mathematics, we can find the corresponding position of the right part. And then here is J come from. J will keep looking from I-1 to the very left of the array. All right, and here is just a condition. Yeah, this is important. This is important. This is the end of this loop. Once we find there is a left character is not equal to the corresponding right, then we know that is the end of the palindrome. Okay, the example will be, for example, BA, and we have a D and have an A here. We consider this as a center, and we search here, we still get a palindrome. But when we search here, let's assume there are a lot of things before. Once we search here, we found the corresponding is a D. So we know our search has to be end here for this center. We already found our palindrome, sorry. Yeah, we already found our palindrome is this guy. All right, so if we found it, we put the temp start as J, and 2 times I minus J, that is the end. You can find this actually correct, and then we break out. But there is one exception, is if we found A is actually the start, and here we search from this center and this is actually start, you will find this if will not going to give you, because it only stops when the bj is not equal to the other part. So if we search until the position 0, this loop will naturally broken. Okay, it will not going to be break in the sudden. So we have an else if to consider j equal to 0 place. So you can have this one. Why I put a -1 instead of 0 is because actually at the end the array has this such nature. It's just mathematics things. It just if you find a mapping is not working, it's usually the -1. Your -1 is working well, or your +1 is working well. It's just to fix that. Anyway, the even length. Of course, here we after we search out the odd length, we calculate temp length at once. All right, we want to know where are we, and then if there is an even length for this center, and you will know because even length has 2 characters as center, so we just assume the previous character is a center. It's also a part of center. So basically, this part is almost identical to the odd length. Just need to -1 or +1 something. If you understand the odd length is very easy to come out here. And then we calculate another time. Why? It's because we are not sure if our odd because you see these two guys, this temp star and temp n, will only be replaced if the current palindrome is longer than the odd length, then will be replaced. Okay, but even if the temp star and temp n is replaced, the temp length is not replaced in this loop. So you need to calculate again, okay, to fix this problem. And of course, at the end, temp length, if the temp length is larger than the longest, then the longest equal to temp length, and start equal to temp star +1, and is temp n -1 is also the mathematics thing. You can figure it out. But the concept is your star should be replaced by the temp star, your n should be replaced by the temp n. Okay, our search is done. It's done here, done right here. And then as the result suggests, we need to print out the longest. And here is the funny thing is, as I mentioned before, this star and n is actually the index of BA, the array BA, the relationship between the array B and array A. So actually we are printing, because we want to print the original test, so we are printing star to BA end. BA is storing the original index, original character index in A. So then we simply see out AI, and you can get your answer, and see out end out. You start a new line to fix the thing. Yes, I think I should submit for it. Let's see. Okay. Wait. Okay, here it is. I send it in. It's okay. And okay, there's a funny thing is, you see the test tree. I don't know who he is. Test tree is actually the answer of this question. Okay. I don't know if he's correct, but it's definitely the answer. All right. You can see even the program's name is there. And if you dig even more, there is another program over here. I think is the program of another question here, but it's a an income. It is complete. It is complete. Very long. If I'm not mistaken, this thing is just encryption version of those. Anyway, I think here it is. As it said, congratulations to me. Okay, thank you.